Alright guys, it looks like the wave shape has changed a little bit once again. I don't think it materially changes the trade, but I wanted to give you a quick update on my latest view. So here we have the chart that I screenshotted onto the live trade channel. And as you'll see, I had this as 1, 2, 3, 4 with a 5 of the 5 to put the C in of this expanded A, B, C flat. But this obviously invalidates that count. So the question is, was this the 5 and are we impulsing downwards for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc.? I don't think that's the case. I think the way I would count this now is, let me just take this out. I would put the 3 here. I think we're working on the 4. And given that this 4 is right around here, close to the price terminus of the 4 of the 3, which, by the way, what have I always said about 4s is oftentimes they will end close to the price terminus of the 4 of a lower degree. So if this is the 4 of the C, we should expect it to end near the 4 of the 3, i.e. somewhere around here. So that's one of the reasons why I like this count still as a 5 in progress. Sorry, as a 4 in progress. Another reason is it measures quite well from a retracement standpoint. So let me just pull up the retracement tool. So beginning of the 3 to the end. And you can see here it's hanging around the 382, but hit the 50% and then bounce right up, right? So we don't know yet what shape this will take. It looks like it could be a zigzag with a very long C. It could be even a flat A, B, C, with a long C. Or we don't know exactly if this move down is even complete yet. But this is the way I'm reading it right now, is I'm having this as the 4 being put in with room for the 5 to go up. Now the reason why I said the trade doesn't change much is notice that if this is where the 3 ended and this is approximately where the 4 will end with some allowance for even more, given how long this 3 was, it can go all the way down to even beyond the 65% and still not encroach upon the territory of the 1. So I don't think that'll happen. I think this is right around where it's ending. But if we run the measurements from 0 to 3 all the way down to the 4 at around here, you can see that the 50 to 618 is right where we put the last hot box. Okay. Now, this measurement was trying to measure the trying to project the 5 off of a 3 that we thought was in here. So that got invalidated. So just as a little sanity check, let's see whether this 5 of this 3, if that's what it is, measures well using the same technique. So I'll go from the beginning of the 3, from the 0 of the 3 to the end of the 3 of this 3 off the 4, and you can see that the 3 wicks right by the 618, but it's very close to the 50 to 618 highly probable range for the ending point of the 5 and the 3. So one thing that bothers me is this is kind of a funky, very sharp looking 4. It almost looks like A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E, a triangle, but there's not that pivot to anchor the triangle's ending. So could be a multi-zigzag combination. A, B, C, X, A, B, C. Could be a simple zigzag with a very long C, A, B, C. And it could even be an expanded flat with a very large B. So A, B, C, A, B, C, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards because that's the shape that most fits a 4. Also taking the correction from here to here, the time sequence being 86 bars relative to this, the 2, which was much shorter, 24 bars. This makes a lot of sense to me that the 4 took 3.5 times or so longer than the 2. Nevertheless, from a trading perspective, it doesn't matter too much. If that's the case, let's remeasure this 5 of the 3 from the 0 to this 3 at the low of the 4, and it's a little longer. You know, it's not quite 100%, but it's, you know, it's clearly an extended wave after an extended wave, right? Which can happen. So I don't know that nailing where exactly the 3 ended and the 4 ended is that important, so long as we have the view that the 3 ended here and we're putting in a 4, which is my current view. Also of great importance is if you look at this fib pull, this hitting the 50% halfway mark makes the algo target very relevant. And where do we have it? It's being hidden by the 5 right here where I had the 5, the upper boundary of this this little hot box. So what I'm going to do now as a result of this is I'm going to adjust. Well, let me do one more thing. Let me measure. We can't because we don't have the 4 in yet fully, but assuming that, let's give the 4 a little more room to go down, so literally right to the end, the price terminus of the 4 of a lower degree. So right here, and let's project 50 to 618, so the hot box is perfect. But given that the 50% is so close to the end of the 3, I actually think moving the hot box up a little bit and extending it up a little bit to cover the minus 236 target, and then give it a little more room, something like this. So from 66.85 to 68.30 or so will now be my new laddering. So I'm going to adjust my ladder slightly. For those of you guys who are really liking the shorter term time frame trades, a pretty good risk reward is to go along here with a stop at maybe, you know, the invalidation level here and ride all of this up. You know, just eyeballing it looks like it's certainly better than 3-to-1 risk reward, tight stop. You could even put the stop a little below the price terminus of the 4 of a lower degree if you want to just play that rule, which is not a rule, that strong guideline. Again, that guideline being that after an extended 3, the most likely landing zone for a 4 is within the price span of the 4 of a lower degree, i.e. the 4 of the 3. Note the term price span. So even if this is an expanded flat, the span of the price is the price trajectory throughout the entire correction, so from here to here. And so the landing spot should be somewhere in there, and usually it's close to the terminus or the end point. Right? So if you want to play that rule or that guideline, you could go along somewhere around here, maybe put a stop loss. I would put it, you know what? I would put it right below the 65%. So you're taking this much risk to capture this much profit. I may actually do that. Actually, I talked myself into that trade. It's kind of a weird, degenerate golden pocket trade, if you will, where, you know, it's a 61% retracement between here and here. So laddering in from the 50 down to the 618, just like an algo would do. Stop below the 65. You're writing all this up and taking a pretty tight stop loss. So it's a high probability trade. In fact, I've convinced myself of that, and the algo target corresponding to that would be the 67.87, where we would flip just like an algo would, but we would actually flip, not sell, but rather we would short this thing because we have a view on the wave count given Elliott wave theory, which algos don't necessarily do. So I probably wouldn't ride it all the way to here. I would probably just, you know, set my take profit at right above the 3, somewhere, you know, probably around here, the lower boundary, and then I would ladder my shorts in. So that's the way I'm going to play this. If my view changes based on this wave shape still in formation, then I'll let you guys know, but I think that's a pretty likely situation. So that's the way I'm going to trade it.